here. Getting to the right spot. Oh, there we are. Okay. All right. Good morning, Charlie. All right. I'm by myself today. Marlene's here, but she's shipping orders. And we have a lot of orders to ship. And my neighbor is drilling something into the ground right now. Impeccable timing around here. So, hello. So sorry about that noise. Hi, everybody. Good morning. You guys ever watch the movie Dumb and Dumber? When one of them says, you know what the most annoying noise in the world is? That's how I feel right now. But that's okay. We're ignoring it. We're moving on. It's totally fine. All right. I'm going to let you guys come in and get settled. Just like whenever I'm alone, I do my best to look at you, but I will be looking down to read your comments and check on everything. It does sound like a dental drill, Shelly. You are right. It's terrible. Good morning, Chris. And Chris, I am sorry I didn't respond to your email, but good luck with everything. And don't you worry about your templates. We're good. So don't you worry about it. We're going to have a chat today. We have some things, I have some things I want to talk to everybody about. And I did get some new stuff in, so I'm going to show you that first. We got some canvas. I'm going to move my drink. We have Cork Club from this month is on the website now, and we got some new zippers. So I'm going to show you those first. And then we're going to chat a little bit today about, not about selling bags, because I have talked about that before, and you can find those videos on my YouTube channel. We're not going to get into like pricing and all that kind of stuff, but we're going to talk more about selling our bags and valuing ourselves, and just kind of a little pep talk. This is so that later when I need to give myself a pep talk, I can go back and watch this video. This is for all of you that might need a little, pat on the back and a little, you got it, it's okay. So if this is not your cup of tea, I totally understand. If you don't want to watch this, I get it. So I'm just letting you know now, after the new product, we're just going to have a chat. So no demos, anything like that today. Hot and humid in Central Texas. Well, it is 64 here. It actually feels amazing. It feels like perfect, but this weekend is going to be in the 90s. So there's that. That's New York for you. We go from spring to winter to spring straight into summer. So that's where we are. So let's look at some new stuff. It's all on the website, and then let's chat. Let's have a conversation. So first things first, we got some new canvas. And I just got notification that more canvas is coming in, hopefully next week. So this is not our normal stuff. This is, we usually get florals and girly kind of stuff. This is Rifle Paper Company, but it's travel themed. And look at this. So how cute is that? It's got all these big cities on it. There's Cairo and Bangkok and New York and Rio. And it's just really, really cute. And I think this in a road trip bag or a tourist tote bag or a cross-country tote, like absolutely, because we are starting to travel again. We are starting to get back into that mode. So how fun is this? This is the natural, but it also comes in black because we know we're going to get our bags dirty. So me, I love the natural. I love light colors. I don't know why, but I just do. So we also have the black version. Oops, let me hold it this way so it's not upside down. So how fun is that? And then the third one that we got in this, theme, okay, it's upside down, is postage stamps. And I love this. I love that. How cute is that? So we got postage stamps, and we got maps, kind of maps. I don't know what you want to call them. Those are on the fabric tab of the website up towards the top. So next up is Cork. So this was from this month's Cork Club. So hopefully, if you were in Cork Club, you got it already. If you didn't, close your eyes, or I'm going to ruin it. I'm going to ruin the surprise for you. So first up is the medium blue green, which is one of our top selling colors with silver. So you got a little bit of silver in there, a little something, a little fleck. So it's just like the navy and silver, where it's not chunks of silver. It's kind of run throughout. But how pretty is that? Same exact color, medium blue-green with silver for a little glitz in your life. And then I decided I was going to get out of my normal girly flower sparkly stuff and try something a little bit different. And I'm really loving these. So I'm excited to see what you think. First up is the clay geometric. So it's like a terracotta color. It's like a rusty peachy color with this cool geometric print. Very simple, kind of like a chevron, but then there's some squares in here too. I love this. I just thought it was really cute, and it's that textured, just like the textured creamsicle and mocha, same kind of texture. And then we got this one, which I'm running out of names, you guys. We have so many corks, it's hard to name them. So I'm coming up with whatever I can. So this is Modern Neutrals, or Neutral Modern. It's something along those lines, but it's a print, but it's not a flower, it's not a leaf, it's not geometric. Like, I guess if you wanted to call it petals, but it's not. And it's just all neutrals. So I didn't color match this one because it goes with a ton. It has, you know, the rust colors. It has the medium blue green in it. There's like a yellowy green, a tan, a pinky color. There's a bunch of colors, but it's neutral. This is for someone who wants something not plain, but the flowers, or this just happens to be your puzzle pieces, it's too much. I don't want those. I want something kind of in between. There's the drill again. So we got this one. So those are brand new from Cork Club. Those are on the cork page up towards the top. And just a friendly reminder, again, if you order cork that says back ordered and you order it with other things, your whole order will be held up. And I have no problem doing that, but just don't be sad when you ordered a piece that you needed like next week and then something back ordered and it didn't get shipped. It's the same with the templates. I told you that last week, but I just want to say it again. The templates, because they're made in-house and by me, I'm the only one that makes them. I do have some help painting, but I'm the only one that makes them. And I only have one Glowforge right now. Well, right now, I say. I have no plans of getting a second one. I would love to, but I don't. But because we're making them and they have to be cut and painted and wrapped and all that, it is going to take a few weeks. So if you order some templates and you throw some cork in there, it will all ship together, just as a reminder. So if you can wait, awesome. Saves me a little bit of shipping, gives a little extra padding to your templates. If you need it immediately, place 2 separate orders. That way you're not having anything held up. I wrote a bunch of stuff and I didn't bring a pen. There we go. Okay. Because I want to make sure I get everything here. Okay. Also, along with the new cork, Peach Blossom. Peach Blossom came back in. So if you remember, I told you that it was one of those things that I wanted. I was going to use it for Cork Club, and then they discontinued it. And I emailed them, and I was like, it's pretty. It's so pretty. Can you please bring it back? And so Peach Blossom is back. So I kind of teased you all and said, get it while you can, because we're not getting it again. And then we got it again. So just saying, it's okay. Let's see here. We talked about that. Back orders. So last new thing, because it's sitting right in front of me and I almost forgot it. Last new thing. I'm so excited. So you guys have been loving our black and white striped rainbow zippers. So I got them in more colors. So we have the black and white with rose gold. I got it with silver. I got it with brass. You can use the gold pulls on this if you want. The brass is a little browner, but I chose not to do the yellow gold teeth because they're just very, very yellow. They're very like bright, and yellow gold's not one of our top sellers. So I figured brass, we have something in the warm, but you could always put a yellow gold pull on this. And we also got gunmetal. And I know this is going to be popular because everybody loves gunmetal, and it's black and white and gunmetal. And can I show Peach Blossom? I would love to, but I don't have any here, and Marlene is not here with me today. I will take, I will get some Peach Blossom later, and I will post a picture of it. We'll post some new corks. So let's see. Any plans for getting these in navy? The zippers, probably not, because the navy would be so close to the black that it would be hard to distinguish. And I try to bring in a variety of products. So for right now, I only have plans of doing the black and white. So as of right now, things change by the minute around here. But as of right now, that is it. So let me just see. Yes, Barb, I'm alone because Barb left me and I'm upset. I'm understanding to a point because I know everybody needs a vacation. But I'm very upset because it is very chaotic here when she's not around. Marlene is over there shipping orders because she's busy, and she also brought Betsy today. Betsy's one of her dogs. We're best friends now. And she might post a picture of us later. Betsy is our new employee. So Betsy is hanging out over there. So just so that it would be easier, and since I'm just yapping today anyway, she's over there. So Cheryl, mail me your credit card. That's absolutely fine. Listen, don't forget, you guys, Mother's Day, birthdays, anniversaries, Arbor Day, I don't know. We have gift cards. So like, you want to order stuff on my website, but you also want other people to pay for it for you. Remind them that they can buy you a gift card. And speaking of gift cards, see, these are the tangents we go down. We're done with the new products, so if you've had enough of me and you want to leave, I get it. If you order a gift card and you put in the recipient's email, it immediately gets sent to them. I don't have any control over that. It's through my website, but I'm not in charge of it. So if you want to give it to someone and you don't want them to get it the day you buy it, put your own email in, have it sent to you, and then you can print it or forward it or whatever you need to do. But just keep that in mind. I can't alter gift cards. I can't, take an email back. If there's a way to undo emails, please let me know. I have not figured that out yet. So Barb, don't be sorry. I'm just teasing you. You deserve a vacation. We all deserve a vacation. I'm just scrolling through comments real quick. Okay. And let's see here. All right. So I think we are all caught up on that. And yes, I do need my Texas assistant. Shelly, you need to get up here. Okay, so I'm just going to make a note here that you guys want to see Peach Blossom again, so I will post some pictures later. I need many assistants, Shelly. I need Facebook Live assistant. I need someone to paint templates for me. Here's what I was explaining yesterday. My husband has offered to do it because he has some free time right now. And it's not that I don't think he's capable, but whenever he has free time, it then turns into not free time. You know how that goes? And then on top of that, my sister immediately when she gets here needs food, which is fine, and then also needs to get paid. So if anybody wants to volunteer their time for free, let me know. I'm kidding. Okay, so here we go. I hate to do this to you guys, but would you hold on for 1 second? Just one. I will be right back. Don't go anywhere. I am so sorry, you guys. So just heard something outside, just had to deal with it real quick. Okay, so what else did I want to tell you guys before we talk about stuff? I put up a new YouTube video this morning. A lot of you saw it. And a lot of new people saw it, which was exciting. So I did, like I told you I would last week. Sorry, I'm like, I'm running. I did a tutorial on the zipper template, the ultimate zipper template. So I showed you how to use it, how to use the markings, how to make the overlay. So this is the one that I did in the video right here. So I showed you that. So I did come through for you. I don't tell you I'll do things and not do them. I just don't always get them done as quickly as I could. So I did get them done. And Shelly, I'm still waiting for you to grab that quick flight. Sorry, I'm very distracted today. So anyway, so that is up on the YouTube channel. And speaking of YouTube, and this is part of what I want to talk about today. Tomorrow, the 21st, will be my 2-year anniversary on YouTube. And that still boggles my mind. It's still crazy insane to me because I literally started my YouTube channel sitting in the van on a road call with my husband, thinking to myself, is it that hard? Could I do it? Can I start a YouTube channel? I'm going to try it. And I thought it was later than that. I didn't realize when it was, but it was May 21st of 2020. So tomorrow is my 2-year YouTube anniversary, and I'm super excited. And as of this morning, we are almost at 11,000 subscribers, and it just makes me so incredibly happy. So I just wanted to tell you that, tell you about my anniversary. And, okay, 2 more quick things, and then we're going to talk. Grand Rapids is coming up in August. That's an AQS show. So if you want to see anything about that show, the teachers, vendors, any of that stuff, you can go to quiltweek.com. That's their website. I am on there under the instructors. I am not teaching. I am actually just doing 3 lectures. It's just the way that it worked out. It's going to be, let me see, pre-cuts, color theory, and bags 101. They're each an hour. So they're each 1 hour long, and it's Wednesday and Thursday of whatever the week of the show is. So I have the dates and the information on my website. If you want to sign up, if you want more information, if you want anything about the show, go to their website, quiltweek.com, and hopefully I'll see some of you that live in Michigan or in the Grand Rapids area in August. So there's that. And lastly, and this is just a silly little thing, if you're in the group and you post a picture, even if the pattern to you seems really obvious, like it, of course this is that bag. If you can remember to put the pattern name, because everybody wants to know the pattern name. They want to know what pattern you worked on. To some people that are newer or not as familiar with my patterns, they don't always know offhand. So if you can remember, that would be awesome, because they're going to ask you anyway. And be prepared, because you're going to become the star of that moment. When you put your bag out there, everyone's going to go, what cork is that? What zipper did you use? You made a change? How'd you do it? So be prepared. You get to have your moment to shine. And Nicole, whose last name I will never be able to pronounce correctly, you are a comedian. You need to take your show on the road, because you are cracking me up. So this kind of all started, this topic that I want to talk about valuing ourselves and selling our bags. It started because of something that happened last week when I was at Log Cabin for Shop Hop. But I was also reminded of it a little bit more yesterday when Janet had posted in the group that she sold her Alice bag really quickly, and people were kind of asking questions and stuff. And so again, I don't want to get into here's how you do pricing. Here's this, because there isn't a standard way. And I think we all know that. We all want guidance when we're new, but there isn't a standard. There isn't like, here's your formula, do it this way. If you want to hear about that, or you want to hear my thoughts on that, if you go to the YouTube channel, because it's way easier to find things on there. Facebook saves everything, but it's not always easy to find them. If you go to the YouTube channel, I started a new playlist for you today, and there's 3 videos on there. It's called Pricing and Selling Bags. So it gives you any of my insight. I answer your questions. We talked. The last time we talked about it was October, and it went on for 2 weeks, for 2 Facebook videos, because you guys had so many more things you wanted to know. I talk about websites, Etsy, pricing, like all that kind of stuff. So if that's what you're interested in, head over there and check those out if you haven't already. But what happened to kind of spur this and to kind of make me want to make this into a whole conversation today was, so last Thursday, I went to Log Cabin, and I think I told you guys on Friday, I was out of here kind of quick. I went to Log Cabin, which is my local quilt shop, because it was Shop Hop. It still is Shop Hop. Shop Hop goes on until Sunday. It's like a week and a half. So I was over at Log Cabin on Thursday demoing and just kind of helping them out. And I always like to help them. You create friendships, and especially with other businesses and stuff, and you want to lean on each other and help each other out. And we've all become super close friends, and I do things for them that I don't do for other people. They do things for me. We help each other out. I scratch your back, you scratch mine. So we have this like really amazing relationship. And so I'm like, if I can help in any way, to bring a customer in, sell something, cut fabric, do whatever, I will do that. So knowing that I was going to be over there, Lisa, one of the owners, said to our mutual friend Margie, and Margie's not on Facebook. I wish that she was. I've posted some of her bags before. She's not on Facebook. I hope that somewhere in the universe she watches this video, because I want her to see this. Margie has a gift. Margie is very talented, just like so many of you, and she loves making bags. And she makes a lot of my patterns, but she also likes to make up her own stuff and like edit things and just say, I could make that into, this tote bag. She loves doing that kind of stuff. So what happens a lot at quilt shops is people come in and they see the finished bags, which most of them are my samples that I've made, and they're like, oh, is that for sale? And no, they're not for sale, because obviously, I made those, and Lisa doesn't sell the things that are mine. But because she gets asked so much, she had said to Margie, if you want to bring things here to sell, you should. You absolutely should. And so she sold some things here and there. But in doing that, and this is a problem that we all have, every single one of us, we doubt ourselves, we, talk ourselves out of it, we convince ourselves that the price is too high, we hear one bit of negative feedback and we just instantly don't want to do it anymore, or we think we're overpriced. We talk ourselves out of it because we are our own worst enemy. We are our own worst critic, and we all know that. So that's the unfortunate part. So Margie, being unbelievably talented and having these gorgeous bags with hardware and cork and all this stuff, she's very shy about her pricing. So Lisa said, bring them all in. Jess will be here on Thursday and she'll help you. Okay, that's fine. I don't price bags. I don't sell bags, but I'm happy to help out a friend and I'm happy to show somebody what their value is. And so here's what happened. I sat down with Margie, we went through each of the bags and we picked out what the cost was, because we need to know that. That is the only thing in pricing that I'm going to talk about today, is that you have to know your cost. If you don't know your cost, how do you know what to sell it for? And I don't mean wing it. I think I paid $30 for the supplies. You got to know. You have to keep track. If you're going to do this as a legit business and you want to make a name for yourself, you have to know. Would you sell your house and not know what you paid for it and what you put into it in renovations? Would you sell your house and not know what the market value was and what people in your neighborhood were selling? No, you have to know these things. So what I did, because I wanted Margie to really see why selling that bag for $20 is not enough. Selling that bag for $30, it's not enough. So we sat down and I went through her costs. And I wrote them down for everything. We estimated on some that she had made up. I was like, it's probably about a yard of fabric. It's this, it's that. We wrote it all down. And I said to her, I don't want to be overbearing, but do you want me to make you suggestions? Or do you want me to just make up a price? And she said, price it. Just price it. And so I went through and I priced it all out. And I put what I felt was fair. What I felt reflected her labor, her cost, what the bag was worth, and also knowing that her and another person are, they're splitting the profits, in their own way. They have, one of them is helping the other one out. So these are all factors that have to go into things. So I sat down and I went through all of it. She grabbed her price tags, and one of the first bags, I said $175. And she paused very reluctantly and said, this one, $175. I said, yep. I said, is that going to be okay? Sure. And I knew she was hesitant. I knew that her instinct was, it's way overpriced. It's not going to sell. It's a bad idea. But she went along with it. She listened to me. We went forward. So we priced all these bags out. And everybody that worked at the shop agreed those prices are very fair. She needs to get what she's put into it. She needs to get compensated for her time. So on Thursday, unfortunately, a bunch of customers came in. And a lot of looking at the tag and going, oh, that's expensive. And you know what? For a lot of us, that could break us and say, see, I knew it. I overpriced it. This is a bad idea. I overpriced it. I need to mark my prices down. But don't. Because what happened on Friday changed everything. We had the correct customers. Customers on Thursday didn't understand the value. They weren't bag makers. They didn't understand what cork was. They didn't understand the time and all the factors that go into it, the machine, the pattern, the needles, the thread. They didn't understand any of that. They might have been quilters. They might have sewed. They might have done some little projects that they understood the value of, but they didn't understand the value of these bags. They weren't her customers. And what I said to you guys, and I said it so many times when we talked about this in October, and I'm going to say it to you again, do not lower your prices to fit someone else's budget. That's not your job. I understand that if you live in a really small town that does not have a lot of money, that selling a bag for a high price is probably not going to work. I understand that those are factors. I understand that where I live versus a bigger city, that these are different factors. But don't make it where it's not worth your time. If you're in between $60 to $75 and 60 makes you money and you can sell it, but 75, just makes you that little bit of extra profit, you find that place in the middle. You have to add your value onto you, and you have to remember that. So what happened on Friday was a totally different story. One bag out the door real quick. The next one in the afternoon, we were sitting there, and it was the $175 bag. And it was gorgeous. And I heard this woman, it was her husband, her daughter, and her granddaughter. very nice people. She picked it up and she started carrying it around. And she said to her husband, "You want to buy this for me?" And he said no, because he wanted to go to the hardware store. He was grumpy. It's very funny. He said, "They told me we were going to Home Depot." They lied to him. So he was very comical. So they had made him go on the entire shop hop. He did not get to go to Home Depot. So she said, "You don't want to buy this for me?" And he said no. So her daughter, and this conversation, I listened very closely, and this is the kind of conversation I can get on board with. Her daughter said, "You know that bag's $175. And she said, "Yep." And she said, "I'm not saying it's not worth it. I can see that there's a lot of time and effort that went into this. I'm just checking with you to make sure you know the price before you take it up to the register." And she said, "I know, and I'm buying it for myself." And her daughter said, "Good for you." Now that's the kind of support that everybody needs. She can afford it. It's her money. It's what she wants to do. So why does she need to be talked out of it? She doesn't. And she bought that $175 bag, no questions asked. And the next day, 2 more bags. 2 more quite pricey bags went out the door. Not everybody is your customer. We want them to be. Not everyone's my customer. And I get it too, you guys. I get it, and I don't sell finished products. I get it. Well, so-and-so sells zippers for this much. So-and-so sells her cork for this much. Yours is overpriced. Yours is too much. I've even gotten people telling me, "Well, your patterns don't have enough pictures for $10. Well, why do I have to sell my patterns for $5 or $6 because one person didn't like how it was written? I'm not for everybody. I don't jive with everybody. My patterns, I think they're great. You guys think they're great. I know you do because you tell me that you do. But there's going to be people that are like, "I don't like her patterns. I don't think they're worth the money. I don't like how she writes them. I don't like her techniques." That's okay. Not everyone's your customer. You can't win them all. And so in doing this, I think, because we were texting Margie and saying, "Another bag sold, another bag sold." And I think she was starting to realize that, it's not going to happen quick. Those bags didn't sell out on Thursday. They weren't gone by the end of the weekend. But a substantial amount of them sold at these reasonable, fair prices. And that's what we were looking to do. So it's hard. It's so hard. You're putting yourself out there and you don't know what to expect. And as soon as you get criticism, it hurts. It hurts really deep because you made that, you designed that, you wrote that pattern, you brought that cork in. It does hurt your feelings. You get tougher over time. You kind of move on over time and you go, "Well, it's fine," but it still hurts. So, and especially, I think especially as women, we're just so much more in tune with our emotions, and we're so much more emotional, driven in that way, that as soon as somebody criticizes or critiques something of ours, or even if that's just how we hear it, we kind of shut down, and it hurts our feelings and we don't like it. But if you want to be in business, you got to be tough. You have to. It's just the way that it is. I have been in business now, just on the pattern side, just on the hardware side, not when I was making bags. I have been in business now for 11 years. It doesn't change. It gets better because more amazing people come to you. It gets better because people that work for you make your life easier. It gets better because you have the support of your family and your friends and your husband. But there's always going to be someone that you made mad. It's just the way that it is. It's just, you cannot please everybody, and they're not your customers. So if you want to give your bags away, that's up to you. I can't tell you not to. If you want to sell your bags for what they cost you, I can't tell you not to do that. I would encourage you not to, but I can't tell you not to do that. I'm not your boss. And there is no formula for this. There's no magic formula where, if you add white to red, it equals pink. It's not like that when it comes to selling anything that we make or selling anything. Eric deals with it with cars, but you also have to remember that this is not a necessity. Nobody in that quilt shop, nobody on my website, nobody shopping in these types of stores are buying things because they need them. Okay, I didn't go to Log Cabin because I needed to get a yard of fabric because I haven't had any all day and I'm feeling weak. It's not food. It's not fuel for my body. I need to pay for food. I have to fix my car. I need to do certain things. I don't need to buy bags. So if somebody wants it and it's not in their budget, it's not for you to fix it to make it in their budget. It's an easy thing to do, and we all get in that, and I used to do it at shows. But I would tell myself, Eric would not like that answer. And that, because there's always that one person in your life that's rational And I would say, Eric would not like it if I did that. I'd have someone come in and they'd buy a ton of stuff. They'd spend $200 on cork and patterns and hardware, and they'd leave all happy. And they'd come back later and go, oh, I forgot one pattern. I forgot the one pattern that I really wanted. And that little angel that sits right here would go, give it to her. Just give her, it's $10. It's a pattern. Give her the pattern. And the little Eric that sits on my shoulder would go, why are you doing that? You're setting the precedent that you can get whatever you want. She didn't ask you for it for free. She doesn't need it. You didn't mess up. Let her pay the $10. It's not that big of a deal. So you can be generous and you can be wonderful and you can be great, but don't do it to your own detriment, is what I want to say. So value is hard. Valuing ourselves is really hard. So me telling you all this, it's easy for me to say it to you. I have to remind myself that too. And you have to remind yourself that. So mark this video, keep this video, and don't forget about it when you're having one of those days. And I'm going to do it too. When I'm like, I need to make myself feel a little bit better, I'm going to watch this video again and remember what I said. So I'm stepping down off my soapbox. I'm just going to scroll through. Just going to scroll through some comments, see what you guys are doing. So, okay, Heather said, I have a bunch of bags hanging around. Etsy didn't work for me for 5 years. That's not uncommon, okay? That is completely not uncommon. Because unfortunately, and this was a conversation Eric and I were having the other day about something kind of unrelated. My Etsy shop works for me now, but my Etsy shop for the first 5, 6, maybe 7 years, piddly. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. But then people started to catch on. And sometimes it kind of sucks because you want to sell it and you feel like you did this great job and you put yourself out there and it didn't work. Not every platform is for everyone. And Etsy right now, I'm not leaving Etsy yet, but I probably will sometime in the future because my feelings are a little hurt by Etsy. I'll be honest with you. I feel like Etsy has gotten too big and doesn't care anymore. And if it works for you, ignore me. If it works for you, that's fantastic. I think Janet even said yesterday, Etsy works for me. That's fine. Etsy works for me too, but Etsy is getting a little out of control with the fees and the way that they constantly are siding with people even when there's proof that they're wrong. It's this customer's always right mentality that they haven't gotten out of. There's been some little hiccups with Etsy. And it's not a bad platform. But the unfortunate part is Etsy, when it started, I don't even know what year it started, but Etsy in the beginning was all about people like us selling products to make handmade products that we made, all that. Etsy has gotten very big into mass-produced China, like all that kind of stuff. And that's fine, but that's not what it started out as. And it's just kind of gotten overrun with the mass production stuff. Not as much, I'm going to Etsy to buy something handmade. So don't be discouraged about yourself. Etsy didn't work for you, and that's okay. And I understand, we talked about this when we were talking before. Websites aren't for everybody because not everybody has that technological, ability. I get that. I'm not the most tech person. I have decent, I'm like, 3/4 the way to being techie, but I'm not like, oh, I can figure out any problem ever. Some people think I can. My friends at Log Cabin think I'm super, but I don't always know. Sometimes a website is a better way. Sometimes a craft fair is the thing for you. There's always different avenues. You have to decide what you want to do for you and where you want to try. Don't be discouraged just by that, is what I'm saying. So let's see here. Charlie, you are seeing fabric is life, but I'm just saying you don't have to eat it. I mean, you can. It's up to you. There's some organic stuff out there. Yes, Cindy Ryan, I do tell it like it is because I can. Because 2 years ago, I started a Facebook live thing and a YouTube channel, and now I can say whatever I want. But I try to say it in the most polite way I possibly can because I don't like when people are mean. I don't like when I have to hear people being mean, and I don't like when people are mean to me. So I try to be really nice. So, okay. And Cindy said, I think by pricing it out, you really get to see what you spent. Absolutely. Sometimes I think we don't even realize how much the supplies total that we put into our bags. Truer words have never been said, Cindy. That right there. Because if you don't know what your cost is, how do you know what to sell it for? How am I going to look at something and say, well, that person sold a bag that was kind of like this for this much money. I don't know what she put into it. I don't know what her supplies were. How do I know they weren't given to her for free? I don't know that. And, you know, you have to figure out your own pricing and your customers and what's going to happen if you're patient and if you give it time. You're going to get repeat customers and you're going to build relationships, and those people are going to fall in love with you and your product, and they're going to tell other people. And some of those people are going to buy from you, and some of them are going to say that's so overpriced, and that's okay. You have to be patient. If, like I was saying before, and I think I interrupted myself, if you want to give bags away, you want to just make them, give them away. You want to raffle them off for charity. You want to just give them to your friends and family. That's fine. There's no law against that. You want to sell bags for dirt cheap and not value yourself? I can't stop you. I can't stop you from doing that. I don't want you to do that. I want you to know how amazing and awesome every one of you are, but I can't stop you. But if you want to have a legit business and you're like, this is my business, this is my retirement, this is whatever I want it to be, and I want to build my little empire. I want to have my stuff. I want to do what I need to do, and I want to build something for myself. Then you have to take it seriously, and you have to know your costs, and you have to value yourself. You are not insignificant. Your sewing machine was expensive. Your talent is not something that just happened. It's inside of you that you're sharing with people. You deserve to be paid for that. Don't lower your prices to meet someone else's budget. It's not worth it. It really, really isn't. And do I do everything right in my business? Hell no. God, no, I don't do everything right. I make so many mistakes. I fumble, I fall, I do stupid things all the time. But I pick myself back up and I keep on going. And a lot of this that's in my head right now, it also happened because Eric and I were talking the other day. And we were just kind of sitting, just having one of those like first date, like early relationship conversations that we haven't had in a long time. It was nice. You know, just kind of talking about each other and our strengths and just like kind of pumping each other up and just kind of talking about things. He had a rough day. I had kind of a rough day. And we were just kind of, talking about things like that. And he was like, looking back, I remember how scared you were. I remember that you were like, oh no, I'm not ordering Diva frames. I'm not putting my money out there because Divas are never going to last. The wallet pattern will be done in like a year. That's a stupid investment. And now look at all of the stuff that I have. And we're still bringing in new stuff and we're still adding to it because the drive was in me, but I was so scared. And if you're scared and you need someone to tell you not to be scared, find that person in your life. If it's me, I'm fine with that. But I thank him a lot for that because as much as my family and my friends are very supportive, if I had the same conversations with them, if I said to my mom or one of my friends, so I wrote a pattern, it's pretty popular, but they have, I can get the hardware inexpensively and then I can sell it and make money, but here's the initial investment. I can say with very much confidence, most of the people in my life would go, ooh, that's a lot of money. Do you have that kind of money? Do you want, ooh, that's a lot. What if you invest that and you don't get it back? Whereas Eric is not that person. And I'm very happy that I have him because Eric is never the guy that's going to tell me no. It's a bad thing sometimes, but Eric is the guy that's like, what's the worst that's going to happen? You lose some money. It doesn't work out. It takes you longer to sell things than you thought. Well, yeah, that's the worst thing that could happen. That's why I'm scared. Well, don't be scared, and sometimes his therapy is a little harsh. You're scared? Well, don't be scared. There, now you're cured. But that has rubbed off on me and worked in a really great way because I stopped being scared. But the first initial, here's my money, was terrifying. I was horrified. What if they take my money? What if I never see it again? What if I don't get product? What if it's terrible? What if no one buys it? If you keep telling yourself all that stuff, your business will not happen. So be nervous. That's okay. Work past it. Get around it. Set it aside. Do what you need to do. So this is just a random topic today. I don't know. I'm rambling a lot right now, but I see it a lot. And I see a lot of people, with the same questions. How do you price things? Where did you sell it? My stuff's not selling. And if we believe in ourselves a little bit more and we understand our value, I think it's going to help us a little bit more. I am beyond overwhelmed by the love that you guys send to me. And I'm looking at the orders. I showed you on the little TikTok I made, the pile of orders for templates. I I wanted them to be popular. I didn't imagine that would happen. I don't sit there and go, this is how it's going to be. I don't channel it and, it's going to be great. I want it to be, but I'm always hesitant. There's always that moment where I'm like, oh man, I hope I made the right decision. I've already paid for my Glowforge in just 2 weeks of doing templates. Already paid for. That to me says a lot. That to me says I made a right decision. Not every decision is good, but that one was a good one. And I can't tell you how much I appreciate you guys ordering them, being patient, telling me that I'm great. Like, that's the kind of thing that we all need. And I see that in our group, and that's why I love our group too. So if you're having like a blah day, or you're just having one of those and you're like, I just made something, but I'm not feeling that great about myself, I'm telling you, put it in that group. Put it in the So Many Creations group. You're going to get 50 comments on how amazing you are. That group right there, and I will not let it be a bad thing. I keep that group good because I want it to be a positive place for everyone. I don't ever want anyone to post something and someone to go, oh, that's ugly, because I'm done. I'm deleting you. That's not allowed. So many, many, many tangents, but here we are. Here we are on a Friday. Barb said, that's what makes you guys the perfect pair. Sadly, she is right. We are. Opposites do attract. And like I told you guys with the whole hospital scenario, thank the Lord above that we are not the same person, because I will get through it after I panic. I have to have a nervous breakdown, then I'm good. Eric, on the other hand, is like, problem, solution, put it into action. Thank God we are so opposite. So he's been great for my business, and we talk about his business too, and sometimes I'm a little harsh with him because he needs to hear it, and sometimes he's a little rough with me because I need to hear it, and it's just the way that it is, and I'm lucky that it's my husband that's like that, but I also, have other people in my life that will tell me how it is, and I will tell you guys how it is. So, see, and Shelly's husband is the same, and I love that. I saw a few questions. Let me just scroll back because I want to see what the questions were. I think it was Elena. Elena, where are you? Here we go. Would you consider making cork bag labels with your Glowforge? Well, let me just tell you. Let's talk about the Glowforge for a minute. The Glowforge is super fast. The Glowforge does an amazing job, but the Glowforge will not cut everything I want within seconds. It does take a little time. Depending on what it is, it takes, it could take 9 minutes, it could take 25 minutes. And because of that, I do have the bag tags. I showed you guys the bag tags. They're not on the website yet because I feel in my soul that I need to catch up. I need to get closer to the bottom of the pile of templates before I start adding more things on. I've gotten other requests for templates. You're all being heard. Don't worry. I have an ongoing list of things. I'm not releasing anything new just yet because I want to catch up. And one of the other problems with catching up is not only that the Glowforge can only do so much at one time. I have literally been here every single day for 2 weeks running that thing for 6 to 8 hours. No, I am not complaining. I am not whining. It's amazing. I am so fortunate that I can do that. I wish it worked at warp speed, but it does not. But because of that, and because of the orders that keep coming in, I don't want to get too far behind. I feel the stress of being behind. I told you guys it would take a few weeks, but I'm already feeling that and putting that YouTube video out today. We have new customers that are ordering templates, and it's awesome. It's the best feeling ever. It's not the worst problem to have. But the further I get into it and the further behind I feel, the more overwhelmed I get, and I don't want to add anything on. So will you get cork tags? Yes, you will, 100%. Will you get new templates? Absolutely. Not in the next couple of weeks. The other thing is, what's held me up a little bit is some of the acrylic, because when I went to reorder, some were out of stock. They came back in pretty quick, but like neon pink, what is up with neon pink? It was out of stock forever. I just ordered a ton of it and a ton of other stuff. We have boxes of it. I have more coming today, but I'm estimating as best as I can. And then unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, other orders come in and I need more. So I'm trying to get caught up on getting the acrylic in and getting everything done. So they're coming. They are coming. I appreciate your patience, and please don't feel obligated to say or send me a message and say, put mine at the bottom of the pile. They're all getting done. They're all getting done as quickly as possible. Nobody's getting moved to the bottom of the pile. No, we're getting them done. So don't you worry about it. Whether I send it to you and you use it the same day or not, you're getting your templates. So thank you, Barbara. Don't undersell yourself ever. And she knows it because she's a long arm quilter. She understands. And Marlene would be over here shaking her head too because she's over there. Let's see here. I wanted to see, there was another question. I saw it. Thank you. I'm glad you guys were here. Heather makes a grid with pattern prices, cork, vinyl, cotton, hardware. I love it. If you're a computer person, make yourself a spreadsheet, make yourself an Excel sheet, just get a notebook if you have to. Know your costs. Okay, let's see. I didn't pre-read this, so let me see if I can answer this. Elena, how do you scale a bag selling business? You're only one person with limited time and can only make so many bags. You're absolutely right. Well, here's the thing, and I did talk about this, I think, in part 2 of the last conversation we had. Scaling it is always going to be the hardest part, just like with any other business, because time is always a factor, right? We're only one person. So here's the thing. I did everything by myself from day one. I was like, I don't need help. I got it. I can do it. I started doing shows. I wouldn't invite people to shows with me. I was like, who cares if I can't go to the bathroom all day and eat lunch? I did everything by myself. If your business is starting to grow to that point where you're feeling completely and utterly overwhelmed, maybe it is time to look into getting some help. Maybe it's time to finally say, I need someone to help me a few days a week, even if it's not the sewing part, because you still want to do the sewing part, but you want someone that can draw out your zipper markings or cut fabric for you or do something. When you're scaling a business, and this is just my personal opinion, if it's growing and it's doing great, I'm not going to stop it. I'm not going to hinder that. I want that business to keep going. So sometimes you have to learn how to ask for help. And that's a hard thing for all of us to do, especially this lady right here. It's not an easy thing. But there may come a point in your business where you're like, holy moly, I can't make all these bags. So if you're not able or willing or feel comfortable bringing in help, then maybe you have to start, putting limitations on things. I'm not doing custom orders, past this point. My bags are taking 6 to 8 weeks. Whatever you have to do to buy yourself some time. I understand a lot of people still work full time. I'm very blessed that I don't have to do that. I'm very, very blessed. This is my full-time job, but I don't have it in addition to a full-time job, which is how I started. But I got to the point where the full-time job was just a hindrance and my business needed me full-time and I was able to walk away from it. I also have a husband that has a great job and a business. So I was in a good place to be able to do that. Not everyone can, and I get that. But you kind of have to decide what sacrifices you want to make for your business. Do you want this to be a small hobby? You make bags, you sell those bags, end of story? Or do you want to go full blown? I'm doing this 5 days a week, 7 days a week. I'm selling bags. I've got a website. I've hired people. I can't answer that question for you. So you have to decide what you want. And a lot of it has to do with your customer base. Some of you are going to get customers that want something occasionally. Some of you are going to find those customers that are like literally every season, every month, every 2 weeks, I need something brand new. I can't tell you where you will fit into that category, but you can always go up. If you start at the bottom, you can always work your way up. So if you start small as your part-time hustle while you're working full-time, you can always build it to something better. This was always a dream of mine, but it never felt like reality. It never felt like I would actually be able to leave my full-time job. Why would I? I have paid vacation and I have a steady paycheck. Why would I leave that? And then it got to that point where I was like, I'm working for someone else to make them money. Why don't I just work for me to make me money? And I had the opportunity and I said to Eric, I think we can do this. And he said, then do it. And that was the end of that. And I left and I haven't worked a full-time job since. And that's another little side tangent. I was talking to some customers yesterday, friends, customers that have become friends. They were students of ours and they're friends of Log Cabin and friends of mine. And they all came together yesterday and it was fun. They were at the end of the Facebook Live video from Log Cabin yesterday. And one of them said to me, like, I don't know how you get so much done. Now, her perspective of me is that I get a ton done. Some of you also think that. My perspective, I can't keep up and I don't get enough done. Everything is about perspective. So for her, I was like, yeah, but I don't have kids. I don't have anyone that I have to take care of. I don't have a crazy schedule. I don't have a full-time job. I don't have any of those other things. I just have the luxury of concentrating on so many creations and nothing else. So that's why I can do whatever I want to do, and I can do it when I want to do it. I can come here at midnight if I want to. No one can stop me. But in her eyes, you do so much. And to me, I'm like, I have no energy. I don't get anything done. I'm not keeping up with stuff. People want new patterns, and I haven't written one in a few months. So it's just all about perspective. Everybody's going to see something a little bit differently. Every single person. And you're going to see yourself differently too. So that was that. I'm just reading some more comments here. Let's see here. I made a good decision deciding to make those templates. But Cindy said, I made a bad decision not buying the wallet template with the clear pocket. Well, then I guess you're going to have to go order that, honey. Let's see. Cheryl, I assume that you were talking about ordering another Glowforge, and you are right, and I am working on it. I actually am considering, really considering buying a second one. Eric and I were talking about that, and we definitely were leaning towards getting another one. So, and Roxanne, thank you. The personal connection that I have with all of you, it was also unexpected. I never expected that any of you guys would keep coming back for 2 years to listen to me babble, but here you are. And I do have great friendships and relationships with so many of you. And some of you we know each other here and there. And some of us have really gotten to know each other. Some of you are emailing me and messaging me while my husband's in the hospital to say, are you okay? Is there anything I can do for you? And that connection is something I never expected, because everybody will tell you always it's business first, then friendship. You got to take your business seriously. Business and friendship doesn't mix. And to an extent, it doesn't. I'm not going to lie. There are some friends that it doesn't mix with, but there's no reason why your business can't create friendships. And if it creates friendships between you guys, and it also creates them between me and you, that's awesome. That's bonus. It's hard making friends when you're an adult. So this is awesome. So, and now I'm getting more template ideas. I'm writing them down, but I have to get caught up. Yes, and Roxanne, you bring up a very good point, and I would like to also comment on this. If we did not like you, we would not watch you or purchase from your store. I believe you. I do. But unfortunately, and I know I've told you guys this before, there are people that watch my videos just to tell me that they don't like me. And that's the way that it is. And that sucks. It sucks that we live in that world. It's terrible that people think that that's their job to do. But I'm telling you this from my perspective. When I deal with it, I've gotten to the point where I'm just like, whatever. You're not my customer. You're not making you happy. Who cares? You're going to run into those people. You're going to run into those people when you get into this. When you start making bags and you start selling things, you're going to get those people too. Why are you seeking me out if you don't like me? That seems like a you problem, not a me problem. And the older I get, the longer I've been in business, the better I am at dealing with that. It still gets under my skin sometimes. I'm not going to say it doesn't. I'm not going to say that I don't get annoyed sometimes, but my feelings get hurt less. I'm more irritated than I am she doesn't like me. I'm like, oh, she doesn't like me. So yes, I'm 99% sure that you guys come back here because you like me. But trust me, there are people that will watch my video and agonize through it because they hate it and then tell me that they hate it. That doesn't make any sense to me. You need a therapist. That doesn't make any sense. So, sales tax, IRS, and business plans. Patty, we're not going down there. We don't do that stuff here. We all know it. We just ignore it for Facebook's sake. Yes. And thank you, Bonnie. Thank you. You guys. Yes. And Gloria got to meet me in person last week, and it was wonderful. It was great. So, Shannon, I'm sorry about that. I hope everything is good with you. So you're going to design the template for me. Okay, perfect. Perfect. As we get older, we have more of a say about who we have sincere friendships with. You are 100% right, Rebecca. And you know what? If you didn't make the cut, too bad. So, I think that was everything. I wanted to say. One other quick thing. It kind of goes, it kind of doesn't. Because I just feel like sometimes we also need to be told this. Not everybody, but some people. You don't have to make a pattern the way the pattern is written. And don't ever feel guilty about that. I have this group of friends that was at Log Cabin yesterday. One of them, she is an instruction follower. If it says do this, I do that. If it tells me this, I do that. I do everything the way the pattern says because I don't like to veer out of that space. And that's fine. That's why I write patterns, because I give you details from start to finish so you can make a bag. But my other friend, Jane, she likes to make a pattern, then go, you know what would make this better for my needs? I'm going to make it taller. I'm going to add a handle. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. You're allowed to do that. And I know that sometimes that might sound silly to some of you, but sometimes we forget. And it's the reason that I know that a lot of people are hesitant about this is because whenever I say something is optional, they're like, oh, really? It's optional? Guys, everything's optional. Like literally everything's optional. I picked the pattern. I wrote it in cork. You want to make it in fabric? I might not have the instructions, but I didn't say you can't. I added a 1/2 inch handle. You want a 1 inch? Then do that. You don't want to put a divider in your Lola? Skip it. As long as you're not affecting the structure of the bag, which for the most part, if you've made a few bags, you understand how that works. You can change anything you want. You want to add a zipper? You want to skip a zipper? You don't like the hardware? You don't want, cork? You want to use fabric? You're allowed to do whatever you want to do. The only thing you're not allowed to do is make a change, put your name on it, and resell the pattern as yours. That you shouldn't do that. That's just rude. But people in this world do that. But don't, just because I didn't say it was optional doesn't mean it's not. So I wanted to tell you that. Renee, people are just nuts. You are right. Exactly. Connie, I really like you, but I really like all your products a lot too. You're awesome. Thanks for being you. Well, thanks for being you. You guys make my week. You guys make me happy. You are the reason I am still here. You got me through COVID. I think I got some of you through it. Are we done with it? I don't know. I don't think it's ever ending, but it's okay. We're working our way through, and here we are for another Friday of rambling. So I hope you enjoyed this. If you haven't already, if you would, subscribe to my YouTube channel. And again, as I've said before, my numbers may not be the biggest numbers out there. I don't care. It means a lot because it's the quality, not the quantity. But I am going to celebrate every milestone. And I am almost at 11,000 subscribers, and I'm going to celebrate that. And if somebody out there thinks, well, it's not enough because you don't have 1 million, I don't really care. So that is a little milestone for me, but it makes me super happy because I didn't even ever think I would have a YouTube channel. So I will be your lesson that anything is possible and you can do it. Like really, that's it. That's all I wanted just to say to you today. I want you guys to know how awesome you are. I'm really hungry and I'm going to go see what Marlene's doing. If you have any questions for me, please let me know. Jill, you're fairly new to the channel and products. I hope that I get to meet you too. I hope if you are new that you'll leave a comment, because if you don't leave a comment, I don't know that you're watching. So I found out the other day that one of my friends watches all of my videos, but she never comments, so I didn't know she was here. So leave a comment. Tell me, hi, I met you. I haven't met you. I want to meet you. Whatever you want to tell me. Tell me, something. And, be here for each other. So go join the group if you haven't. Go post something you made. It's not that hard. The picture doesn't have to be perfect, and everybody's going to love it. And go subscribe on YouTube if you haven't, because I want to hit 11,000 by this weekend. I will be here printing templates, sweating because it's going to be 92 degrees, but that's okay. So I hope you guys have an awesome weekend. I will miss you until next Friday, and I will post Peach Blossom in a little bit. All right? Bye, guys.